going to teach you how to freaking scale your credit, how to get access to hundreds of thousands of dollars like he has, and how to freaking travel faux free.
So I like to use my story, for example. I was homeless, living in a camper, and I invested that $10,000 into a mentorship program, and then I made $80,000 the next month. That's like the perfect little scenario of how you can use debt or credit as leverage to change your life, to get out of a situation that you feel stuck in. Last year, we got one of our clients $500,000 in the first week of funding. I don't hold any secrets back. I want you to know it as good as I do. And if you don't care to know it and you just want the shit done for you, then we can definitely help you that.
I have a question that I know everybody that's listening to this right now is wondering. I'm dying to know, honestly. How many credit cards does somebody need?
I would just say...
Average person, maybe they own a business, but they don't have like all these random expenses.
Yeah. I would say on the personal side, around...
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Sales Leadership Podcast. Today, you're here with me, the host, Brendan Whiting, and my boy, Scotty Tregellis. You'll notice right now I'm wearing a LeBron James jersey. That's because it's Halloween, okay? So it's Halloween in here, but ain't nobody scared. I got Mr. Scotty T with me. And I'm going to tell you guys something. So Scotty T is a member of our Inner Circle Brotherhood. He is a credit master. I know a lot of people out there who claim to know the credit game, but I don't think anybody knows it as well as this guy. So if you want to learn how to travel free, if you want to learn how to build personal or business credit, we're going to jump right in, and he's going to teach you how to freaking scale your credit, how to get access to hundreds of thousands of dollars like he has, and how to freaking travel faux free.
For free.
Come on. Welcome to the show,
free.
Scotty.
Thanks for having me.
Let's
again,
go.
brother.
All right. First things first. Mm-hmm. So, I want to ask you one thing. I want to start this off the right way. I'm assuming that somebody watching this knows nothing about credit.
Okay.
Truthfully, I don't know a whole lot about credit. I think most people don't, right? Mm-hmm. We were just talking last night with Andy about how you know a lot of millionaires that have terrible credit because it's a game most don't understand.
Right.
So what is credit, and why would someone need access to credit? How could someone use credit to advance their wealth and build themselves as an entrepreneur?
Well, if anyone, now I don't expect everyone to understand economics, but it's pretty obvious that America is in trillions of dollars of debt, right? Mm-hmm. America is built on debt. We use debt as leverage to create our economy, right? Debt moves around, money moves around, it creates economic growth. Mm-hmm. So I like to say America is built on debt. It doesn't matter how much cash you have in the bank. Mm-hmm. Credit, in simple terms, is just 3 imaginary scores determined by an algorithm made up by 3 private companies, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And America, every financial institution, landlord, they judge you based off of these 3 scores, regardless of how much money you have. And that's just the way America operates, right? So you can either fall victim to these 3 little scores, or you can take advantage of those scores and the debt that you can get with good scores and good credit profiles and leverage that debt to create wealth. And that's what I've done. I've refused to fall victim of these 3 private corporate entities and put a claim on me that I'm not worthy for, financial help, loans, investments, anything like that.
Yeah, a lot of people wear their credit score.
Yeah.
They're like freaking, well, I'm freaking just a 540 out here.
Yeah.
But they make money,
screwed.
but they're like, But I get what you mean, because like credit, like, dude, there's been times where I've been like, oh, well, I make enough money. I should be able to go get this apartment, get this house, buy this rental. Yeah. And then I'm surprised with like a high rate or even a denial because I'm like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't realize how important the score is. So what are some ways you've seen people use their credit to build their wealth, right?
Well, that's the thing is a lot of business owners aren't really leveraging their credit like they should. And that's like my purpose to America is to really educate people on how to leverage debt, right? Everyone knows the term OPM, other people's money, but they're doing it all wrong. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars out there that one person could get access to. They need to leverage that debt to grow wealth. So I like to use my story, for example. I was homeless, living in a camper. We've talked about this before.
Yep.
And no job, and shit ton of debt from my motorcycle accident, tons of medical collections,
Yep.
no money, right? But I was able to get access to a couple of credit cards. They equal to like $10,000. And I invested that $10,000 into a mentorship program.
Yep.
And then another $1,000 into marketing. And this is all while being homeless. And then I made $80,000 the next month through wholesale real estate. And so that's like the perfect little scenario of how you can use debt or credit as leverage to change your life, to get out of a situation that you feel stuck in.
Yep.
Like I don't have anybody who would have lent me $10,000
Yep.
or trusted me. I'm a broke homeless guy living in a camper in the middle of the woods in Kansas. Nobody would have lent me money because they see me as like this visionary entrepreneur, right?
Yep.
And so I just took the leap of faith, got access to some credit, invested in myself, and took action and got results. So now I feel like my purpose is just explaining that to Americans, young people, explaining the value of credit and what it can do for you. And then everyone in between, whether you're a business owner now or want an aspiring business owner now, or someone worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yep.
Like, for example, Andy said, I've never even had to worry about my credit, and most of my high ticket clients are the same way. They have that same perspective, and they're using credit, but completely wrong. But there's something in there that anybody can get value out of. So whether you're just starting off, like in my situation, when I first started, I needed credit repair.
Yep.
And then I needed business credit. And then I needed to get access to these credit cards.
Yep.
And then I invested in myself. Well, what the hell do the rich people need? And it's, you may not need the credit, you may not need the capital or funding for your business.
Yep.
But do you travel?
You don't need to save $100,000 either, but you'd like to.
Yeah.
If you could.
And
and
that's pennies on the dollar of what we can save, like business owners who are spending tens of thousands of dollars a month in marketing and systems and operations for their business.
Yeah.
I have a lot of clients who have millions of points. They earn millions of points a year, and they just blow them back throw them away for cash back.
Dude, think about it. Like, just to give people context of what you and I just experienced. Like, last night we're sitting at Andy's house with Andy Elliott, Jacqueline Elliott, and Chad, one of our clients from Vedanta, like VP of the Vedanta Resorts.
Yep.
That guy had how many? 2 million, almost 2 million.
Yeah,
Amex
1.5 million Amex points. Yeah.
And that translates to what? How much like cash, or how much could that get you in like travel, hotels, things like that?
Man, if he was flexible with travel, we could save him.
All right, guys, people ask me all the time, Brendan, how can I get closer to you, Andy, the Elliott Group, so I can go to the next level? So we just dropped our newest program called ETA Plus, and it's a really cool opportunity to get all the coaching that the Elliott Group offers and also get really close to me as well, so I can personally coach you too. ETA, you get access to all of our exclusive content, Zoom calls every single week, you live stream every single Elliott event we do 12 events per year. Also, when you join with me, you're gonna join my personal community, I'm gonna coach you, and then also you'll be a part of a group of like-minded men and women that are going to the next level. So if you guys want to join, I'm going to put my cell phone number right here on the video. I just want you to text me ETA, okay? And I'll reach out to you. I'll get you all the information. It's super cheap and affordable. It's designed to help every salesperson and business owner level up and go to the next level. Let's get back to the video.
Probably a few 100,000, and that's being super conservative.
That's crazy, bro.
Super conservative. And we know that because Jesse, my COO and travel expert on my team, we're always monitoring new deals, travel deals and whatnot for our high ticket clients.
Yeah.
For the ones who do want to just take a sporadic vacation. Like this week, a great deal from America. So Wells Fargo, you can now use Wells Fargo to transfer points out. You can transfer Wells Fargo to Virgin Atlantic, to, I think there's like 10 different major hubs for, 29,000 points. 29,000 points. You can transfer them out to Virgin Atlantic and book a first class flight to London.
I love that, dude.
So when you see deals like that, and back. So when you see deals like that, like, oh shit, I'm calling my wife. I'm like, hey, let's go to London. We have a friend that lives out there. Let's go see our friend in London.
Yeah.
It's $0. It's going to cost $200 that we have to pay in taxes to get there and back. So
Freaking
first
love
class flights to London for $200.
Money, baby.
Mm-hmm.
See, I see you helping a lot of different people, but I see you helping business owners that are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Leverage the points and
Mm-hmm.
travel for free. Again, like if you're making millions of dollars a year, you don't need to stack your credit. You don't need to leverage the points the right way and save $100, $200, $300,000 a year. But you could though.
Right.
Like what you save is basically profit. It's just like making an extra 300 grand in your business. You wouldn't
Yeah.
mind it,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
if you were able to do that. But also you got what? Like guys that are starting from zero that want access to credit. That's another type of person that you can help. You've got what I see a lot of things going on now in the car business and other industries too is like a lot of people want to learn about credit to be a credit coach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I could see someone taking your program so that they could learn about credit and then they could start charging maybe one-on-one fees or like a DFY service
Yeah.
to other people who need
And there's
help with their
several
credit.
people who have.
Yeah.
Right. I take pride in being the person that I created a program not to give you bits and pieces, but the entire blueprint. Right. So if there's any credit repair company out there, any corporate credit establishment company out there, any funding company, any travel hacking company, you don't need to pay them because I'm literally giving them all of giving away all those
giving you the
secrets
game, bro.
inside of my program, inside of my community. And I think as of right now, I know of 8 people who have went and started their own businesses just from the information inside of my program. It's everything that I know, and we're continuously updating it. It's over 40 hours of content in there and over 300 videos.
Yeah,
So
you're a detailed guy.
very,
detailed
very
guy.
detailed, very easy processed, easy to follow. Yeah.
So walk me through this because you said that when you were living in the trailer and you wanted to get access to $10,000, no one around you would have lended you 10 grand, right?
Right.
But somehow while living in a trailer, being virtually homeless, going through all the shit you were going through, you had terrible credit. And then how long did it take you to get from bad credit to being able to get access to $10,000?
Yeah, so my journey, this was before I specialized in the 5-day sweep, repairing credit in 5 days. My journey was still less than 60 days.
What did you go from in 60 days? What was
So
your
a
score at the beginning?
532 to a 741.
542 to 741.
Yeah, and then was able to get access to a couple primary accounts, so accounts that were actually in my name, and that's what I used to invest in the program.
So 60 days, 540, let's say 540 to 740. And so that's 200 points.
Yeah.
If you're buying a car or a house, that's going to save you minimum thousands of dollars, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, especially if it's a house.
Oh, dude, a house.
Interest
Bro,
rates these days.
When I bought my
yeah.
house, you know, so I used to sell cars, and one of the things that a lot of people did, like this was very common in the car industry because people don't really think when they're buying stuff.
Right.
People would sign up for a car. They come in, they'd be like, "Hey, I want that new Ford." Okay, it's 25 grand. Well, I get the paperwork out, and the sticker price MSRP was 25 grand, but they don't realize that interest adds a lot to how much you're actually paying.
Right.
There's a document every customer has to sign that shows how much they're paying total by paying the payment with interest every month for 72 months, paying out the full loan if they don't pay it off early, and it'd be like 47 grand. And people would see this
Jesus.
number and they'd be like, "Oh my god, like you're scamming me,"
Oh
you know?
my gosh, yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not scamming you. Like that's called interest, you know?" But I just picture someone going and buying a car with bad credit paying 47 grand versus someone going with good credit paying 27 grand. And I had the same thing happen when I bought my house. Like it was almost, I knew that effect. I knew that people do that. Like you see the price and you're like, okay, I'm buying a $700,000 house. And then you see what you're paying with interest.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit mind blown. But like I had no idea that I was paying like 1.8 million for my house.
Yeah.
Because
it's
like
insane.
at a 7% interest rate
Over
on
30 years
700
is
grand
insane.
over 30 years, it's like, dude, those banks are getting you.
Yep.
They got big, shiny, fancy banks for a reason.
Yeah.
Because they take your money.
Exactly.
TakeYourMoney.com.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
But so 200 points, 60 days. What was the step-by-step process like to break it down?
So obviously
Where you know what I mean? Where do you
Yeah.
start to do something like that?
So this was the old school way, and it still kind of correlates. It just now we do it in a fraction of the time. But I mean, the best way to start for like the general audience is really just monitoring your credit, right? I recommend Experian.com. It's probably the most accurate. You do have to pay for it, but it's going to give you good updates and security on your profiles. Get familiar with your credit profiles, all three of them. Recognize what is affecting your score and what's holding it down, and then know like the 5 basics that affect your credit and affect your score.
What are the 5 basics?
So utilization, on-time payments is number 1. That's 35% of your overall score. And then utilization, that's 30%, right? And then you're going into open accounts. You're going into like inquiries. Anytime you apply for any new amount of funding or anything like that, you're going to get hit with hard inquiries. And depending on your overall credit profile health, they're going to affect you differently, right? So there's factors in there that you need to know so you can avoid them, so you can keep your scores high. And it's like utilization, I think, is one of the most unknown factors, because people don't realize, like, everyone knows, hey, don't be late. You're going to kill your credit, right? But utilization, to me, is the most important. It's still 30% of your overall score.
Yeah.
But people get credit cards, and I did too. I maxed mine out to invest in myself, though.
Yeah.
But people like, okay, I have a $10,000 credit card. I can ball out.
Yeah.
And, well, if you spend more than 30% of that, so $3,000, and allow that to report, you're going to see your score go from 780 to 680. And, the higher it goes, the lower it goes.
Yeah.
But it can quickly turn around if that utilization is below 30%, below 10%. The magic number is like 2% to get the highest number. So just like being able to optimize your credit profile and know exactly where it's at before you go in to apply is super, super powerful. And like that's the basics. And then like knowing what you're going to apply for, like what credit card should I go after?
Strategically apply.
Yeah. And that's what we really specialize in, helping optimize people's personal and business credit profiles. And then identifying, all right, what business are you in? What industry?
Yeah.
So what are your operational expenses, your marketing expenses, everything. We take into factor what that is. And then your goals. Right, I have some people who like, I don't travel at all. You from the Midwest, I'm from the Midwest. Nah, we don't care to travel. I prefer cash back. I'm like, okay, well, you're only getting 1 penny back per point. So you're throwing away tons of value. But for the people who want to travel, great, we'll go after travel cards. For the people who prefer cash back, we'll go after cash back cards. And then we'll just optimize the spend. Here, use this one for this expense, and you'll 4 to 10x the amount of rewards you get. And that's how we travel hack.
Damn. So. Okay. I have a question that I know everybody that's listening to this right now is wondering. And I'm dying to know, honestly. Bro, where did you learn all this shit at? Because, dude, like, is there a book or
Not
like,
really.
Well, because here's the thing. If someone wanted to learn it, they go to Credit Lift and they join your community and they have all of it, all the information, the truth, the false, everything, it's all filtered, and they can just go study it and learn everything you know.
Yeah.
That's the value of like paying for a course or mentorship. But I'm wondering, like, how many freaking books did it take to read? Newspapers, freaking articles and documents and all that stuff for you to figure all this stuff out, bro?
To be honest, man.
Guys, every single day I talk to business owners and salespeople that can't figure out why they're not reaching their full potential. It's always your mindset or your skill set. So I decided to open a free, 100% free mastermind where you can get close to me, and I'll do a monthly coaching call with you every single month. And then also you'll be subscribed to my newsletter where every single week I'm gonna be sending you massive value to help you go to the next level with your personal brand, sales, and as a leader too. What I want you to do is click the link below, give me your name, phone number, email, no strings attached, completely free. You'll be subscribed and you'll be a part of my mastermind. Guys, I've worked with Andy for 5 years. I've been able to make $20, $50, even $100,000 in a single month before with the skills I've learned, and I want to give them to you for free so that we can build a relationship and go to the next level together. So click the link, sign up, and I'll see you guys inside.
I've never read a single credit book.
Really?
Yeah. And again, this goes to one of my favorite points. There's coaches out there who are just good at selling their program.
Yeah.
And then you get in their program like, this is absolute shit. I could have Googled this.
Yeah.
And I refuse to be that guy. That's why I never did a coaching program in real estate.
Yep.
It's flooded and diluted with a bunch of fakes.
Yep.
And then like, I don't really engage with the credit community, right? Because it's kind of sus. and I deal with a lot of high-level entrepreneurs. I know this because I actually lived it. I had to learn it to change my situation and, create my own outcome for my life. I didn't have a choice. And that's where it's like people are delaying their success and their progress and changing their entire life because they're not utilizing tools that are available to them. Like the process that I went through is available for anybody and everybody. They just don't know how, or it's kind of lower on their priority level. I get a lot of people, real estate investors and wholesalers that, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I'm like, great. You do this one thing, we can get you $250,000 in funding within the next 60, 90 days, easily. But you have to treat this as your number one priority. Yeah. And then they don't. They treat their business as number one priority, and then it just delays their entire progress and results. Yeah. Because they didn't understand like the value of credit, and that's really what I'm trying to get out to the world.
A lot of business owners struggle to slow down to speed up.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a damn bomb. Where my bomb at, baby? Give me my bomb.
Gotta slow down.
Give me my bomb. All right. Couple more things. So number one. What's like one of the craziest stories you've seen, like craziest credit comebacks of all time, right? Like somebody you've helped, whether it was somebody getting access to credit for the first time or a business owner getting a shit ton of funding or saving somebody just hella money on traveling. Okay. What's like the craziest thing where literally a client was literally like, damn, this is crazy. Yeah. I've heard a lot of them. Yeah. But I'm wondering in your mind what sticks out the most.
Man, one of my early ones was one guy had like 400 inquiries.
Dude, he had a lot of car dealerships.
Something.
He probably saw me at the car lot.
And then was wondering why they were getting denied, right? That's just how oblivious some people are to like, credit. And I got rid of all of those. That one took a while, and that was before I understood like our 5-day sweep process. But that one, it took a while. Not like years. It was definitely within a year, but removing all those was pretty epic.
What did that do for a score? 400 inquiries.
He still needed to reestablish his profile, so it was probably in the like low to mid sixes, right? Because I mean, your score doesn't go up just because you don't have negatives. It goes up when you have a strong, sturdy profile. So that's why you have to remove the negatives and then rebuild and reestablish. And then once you're reestablished, then you can walk into the major banks and ask for $100,000 0% interest credit cards. Boom. So you have to have like that solid profile. Okay. And then I think there was one. Last year we got one of our clients $500,000 in the first week of funding. $500,000.
That's crazy. What did he have before, or no credit? Or what did she have?
Before? She was actually she was Asian, and they don't really do credit stuff. So, So she didn't have like a very established profile, but mortgage, car, the basic, maybe a couple credit cards. And we were able to identify, okay, what can she get access? And she had good relationships with banks. She was a real estate investor. Yeah. So we were able to leverage those two major banks and then really credit stack on the personal side and the business side. And because her profile was so thin, we were able to do credit cards, personal, business, and lines of credit. All in one week. So that was my biggest, not my biggest stack, but my biggest stack in the amount of time.
That's dope.
$500,000. And then kind of going into travel hacking.
You've saved people hundreds of thousands of dollars, bro.
Yeah. Like a good friend of ours, Mike Martinez, saved him
100 racks.
A few bucks. Yeah.
That's a brotherhood, Andy Elliott Inner Circle brotherhood fee, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, big dog.
I've saved Robert a shit ton in travel. I know Jesse has saved another good friend of ours, Justin Colby, quite a bit. He just took a trip to Hawaii. Man. I think my favorite part is the travel, right? Because people's dreams aren't having perfect credit score. People's dreams aren't having corporate credit. People's dreams aren't having access to these credit cards. When you're young, before you're an entrepreneur, everyone's like, what do you want to do? I want to travel the world. I just want to see the world. Yeah, and it's true. Like, it's just, we get so more like gratification out of making a vacation happen for people who would not be able to afford it if they were using cash.
Exactly. Or they go on the trip and they're not stressed the fuck out because they're blowing money.
Exactly.
Because when you go on a trip, like, and you already are a couple $1,000s deep, maybe 5-10 grand or more on the hotel and the flight, you're already thinking, how can I make this money back, or how can we save money on dinners and things like that, because you've already spent so much money on just the basics. Right.
And that's how I look at like travel hacking. This is something that we kind of say in our network is, yeah, it's cool if you can afford to travel in luxury, but it's even cooler if you can afford it and don't have to pay for it. Right. So I like that perspective. And I keep that like broke mindset with me when I travel hack. So for example, anytime we travel, we're making sure that we're saving every penny so we can ball out on the experience.
I love that shit, bro.
Right. Yeah. So like last year, we got married in New Zealand. So we were there for a month, and then in Fiji for a week. We had like our own private beach.
What was that like?
It was amazing. New Zealand, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. So that was like a dream. And the fact that we got to get married there and go experience all that was super dope. We got to take a helicopter. By the way, the world still doesn't know we're married. So
boom. Come on. Revealing all kinds of secrets today, baby.
Yeah. So we were able to save around $45,000 on just like the hotels and the first class flights. But we were really able to ball out on the wedding, right? Like her dress was 10 grand. Her veil that almost flew down a mountain was like $1,500. You know, the wedding, the helicopter up to the top of the mountain. So
I'm sure you slept a lot better on that trip, knowing that you saved $45,000 versus if you had spent $45,000.
Yeah. Not including
your wedding day, you'd be making calls. You'd be like, babe, I got to call because we're broke. I got
to recover from this trip, right? Yeah. And then we did a month in Norway after that. Well, actually about a month and a week or two because we stayed a little bit longer.
Damn, bro, you're basically T.I., Mr. International, or Timbaland. Whatever,
man, I don't feel like I travel much.
Flow Rider, my bad.
Yeah, we haven't went anywhere this year, but she's super busy with school. Yeah. I'm super dialed in, locked in, and providing value to the community.
Just stacking points.
Yeah, and we've got a lot.
Baby.
There's this awesome deal. I don't know if I mentioned the transfer from Wells Fargo to Virgin Atlantic. That's a killer deal. Yeah. So I think next week on our group call, we're going to do a live travel hack of me. I'm probably going to bring some friends of mine who are actually in Italy right now on a trip that I booked. Nice. Literally right now.
If you like traveling, I mean, it goes without saying that you should probably contact this
tap
guy
in for sure. Yeah. And man, it's just like the experience of knowing they would not be able to take their dream vacation. They would never take it, but they can because we just help them get the right credit cards and optimize the spend. They're already spending. You don't have to spend more. You don't have to be wealthy to travel hack.
And you know something else that stands out to me is like maybe they would have went whether they were able to travel hack or not, but maybe they wouldn't have flown first class. Even though a lot of rich people I know, even though they could afford to fly first class, they still have that mindset of wanting to save and accelerate their wealth, so they don't spend on those extra things. Whereas with the points, it makes sense to just ball out of control when you travel, right? Yeah. So I think the lesson here is like if your girl's ragging down your neck to freaking take her on a trip to Ibiza or Bangkok, then like you better just hop in freaking credit lift, learn how to do that shit and be like, babe, guess what? We're going first class, baby, staying in freaking downtown. I mean, come on, man.
It's simple, man.
You got a little pay raise, you know?
There you go.
You don't got to tell her you freaking joined credit lift. Man. It's all good.
Take the trip though. Just take the trip, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Couple more things, dude. So for people that wanted to learn how to maybe like hop into the credit coaching space, right? For anybody that wanted to learn that, because a lot of my audience is like entrepreneur minded and they're thinking like, well, what if I just wanted to take what Scotty did, like teaches me and go, help people out in like maybe a one-to-one setting, right? Because you're like the master. So you're offering this to the masses at a membership fee where they can learn everything, right?
Yeah.
You're teaching the teachers and the coaches. You're coaching the coaches at this point. But is that a good business to get into? Like if someone were to be like, hey, I want to join your community and I want to learn the skill, teach people for say $1,000, I'll clean up their credit or something. I can make like 10 grand a month from my house or something like that. Is that possible?
Oh, absolutely. It's super simple. And like I mentioned earlier, there's several people who have went through my program and created their own businesses. And I welcome it. I offer it. I help them out. I answer questions and stuff like that. There's
Yep.
enough fruit in the world to not be greedy, right? I don't care if you go create your own
Yeah.
business based off of the knowledge that I helped. Maybe that's my
Yeah.
purpose, right? Then they can go help 1,000 people.
Yep.
So no, I definitely welcome that, and I think my program is ideal for that because I don't hold back secrets,
Yeah.
right? I'm in other like communities with other people in our space,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. They've only known about credit for a few years. I'm like, how the hell are you selling something and claiming to be an expert? I mean, there are some experts out there that are good, but some people are just selling the process and selling the program, and it's not every ingredient that you need to bake the cake. Where mine, I don't hold any secrets back. I want you to know it as good as I do. And if you don't care to know it and you just want the shit done for you, then we can definitely help you that. And that's our other offer is more of a done for you service.
Love it.
So
What about somebody has a mortgage and a car payment,
okay.
but no credit cards, but they're like a 720? And I'm referencing this because I used to sell cars, right?
Mhm.
So I'd have people come in all the time. They need a cosigner. We call their grandma. Their grandma's never had credit cards, has a house that's paid off, or maybe has a house that they owe very little on, has cars that they make consistent payments on, never missed a payment, but for some reason they're not in like that 800 range, right? Have you ever helped anybody like that that's like always making on-time payments, but for some reason their credit's not perfect?
Yeah. So what that is their profile just isn't established enough. And one of the 5 scoring factors is type of accounts. You have to have a mixture of accounts. The fact that they already have a mortgage and an auto loan is great, but they need to have that mixture. So I'd recommend getting an installment loan, which isn't super necessary, especially if you don't want to go get a loan. But I like to use like SoFi or Lightstream. Just get a little installment loan for $35,000. Put cash in your bank, sit comfortable for a while. Right, it relieves some stress, and that's one more account. Shit, pay off your loan with the savings, right?
That's
Don't go
smart.
splurge it, but it's going to really boost your credit. But what's going to boost your credit the most is having those revolving accounts. So just getting the magic number is like 12 credit cards to be over 800. That's not true because I see a lot of 800 credit scores with people with just a few.
Yeah.
But they have so many other things. And you really don't need 12 personal credit cards at all.
How many credit cards does somebody need?
I would just say
Average person, maybe they own a business, but they don't have like all these random expenses.
yeah. I would say on the personal side, around 6 is sufficient. But if you want to travel hack, you want to get the same cards on the personal and business side because you can double down on points and rewards. So then you would double down. So like 12 on the personal side, right? You get the top tier credit card from each major bank. You've got your Chase, you've got your Amexes, you've got your Capital One, you've got your Bilt card, you've got your Wells Fargo autograph, and then there's your 5, and then you can go into like hotel and airlines.
Got it.
Right, just for status. When you're chasing status because you do travel hack, you want to go after the partner cards, right? And then do the same exact thing on the business side. So now you're doubling down on the points you have and accumulating literally 8x what you typically would.
What's the most foundational credit card? Like if you had to get one, if I'm out there right now, I got decent credit. I'm a 650. I'm a 700. I've got a mortgage. I've got a car. I'm just looking to get my credit journey started.
Okay.
I'm looking to
They don't have a credit card.
No credit card. I'm looking to start the process of travel hacking, but I'm just going to start with one card. Which one am I getting?
I'd start with getting an easy access card, kind of mid to low tier, something like Discover or Capital One, maybe like the Chase Slate card to start building that relationship with those banks. Maybe getting a low tier Amex to start establishing that relationship, maybe like the Amex Blue Cash. You're not going to get any like travel rewards out of any of those cards, but it's a long-term play. You're establishing your profile. So right there, you've got 4 or 5 credit cards that you will not have forever. You're going to eventually upgrade into like their top tier level cards with all the top tier 5
Yeah.
banks that we go after, and like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, turn
Yep.
the slate into the Reserve, from the Capital One Quicksilver into like the Capital One Venture X, right? The Wells Fargo into the Autograph,
Yeah.
right? So it's just start the foundation with the basic card and then level up later
Love it,
in like
dude.
6 months.
I love it, dude. Straight freaking bombs, bro. Bombs, baby. Let's go. All right. One last thing. So, if you had to give one credit tip, or maybe just, something that people should know about credit that they probably don't, or just something to inspire people to start, like why they'd want to look into something like this if they're not very open-minded to it, like why they might want to peek inside of, credit and start to study it a little bit.
Well, there's something I like to say is credit creates opportunities when none others are presented. And I took that because of my situation.
Yeah.
And I think that would be enough to at least be interested. But the thing is there's a lot of people who aren't interested until it's already too late.
Yeah.
Like I don't
They're not
really
urgent
care about
enough.
credit until they need to go buy a house. Oh, I don't care about credit until, they're in a vehicle accident, they need to go buy a new vehicle, and then they have to downgrade because their credit was shit because they didn't care about it. It wasn't priority. People really need to prioritize healthy personal credit.
Yep.
And then just watch the stress load off of your life and your shoulders just lighten. And then, hey, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, just watch how many opportunities are created because you'll never miss one, because credit is the key to creating opportunities when none others are presented.
That's a damn bomb, bro. Yeah, because, like business is probably the greatest ROI you could ever have in the world with your money. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you'll have somebody approach you and you got this opportunity, but you don't have the cash, you're not liquid, but you probably shouldn't pass up the opportunity. Let's say you need 50, 100, or 200 grand. Mm-hmm. Well, if you got great credit, you can probably go grab it pretty easy.
Exactly.
And then now you're in freaking you call we ball kind of shit.
Yeah,
you know
the worst thing is missing out on these opportunities when they are presented because you're restricted.
Exactly. Or like I feel like a lot of successful people hate the word no.
Right. Oh yeah.
They hate going to apply for a house or a car and having to get told no, like, hey, you can't buy this. And then they're like, wait, what do you mean? Like look at what I've done. Well, your credit score makes you not qualified. There's no way around that. It's like the decisions you made over the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years up to that point is why you're not able to get that, because you didn't take care of your credit.
Right.
It's like with your health. If you let your health go bad, same thing.
Exactly.
Right. And then also, going to buy a car, buying a house, and having to pay, like, let's say you want a car, you want that new Mercedes, but you go in to freaking get it, and you're like, hey, I'll buy it if my payment's under $1,000. But if you had great credit, it'd be like $700, but you got shitty credit, so it's like $1,700. And then now you can't go buy your dream car. You see all your buddies getting it. When you're like, dude, I know it's not right to pay that much interest. Well, start building your freaking credit.
Well, I did that with a friend of mine. He's very wealthy, and I'm not as. We bought the same exact vehicle at the same time. Mm-hmm. They made him put $80,000 down. Mm-hmm. I put 0 down. Yeah. He had like 12%. I had 2%.
That's crazy, dude.
And that's the power of credit.
How much did that save you on that car? Probably.
Oh shit, dude.
12 Well, how much was the car?
$160.
$160,000.
Yeah.
Over like 72 months.
Yeah.
Dude, you're talking like 6 figures almost, probably.
Damn
50
near,
to. I'd say $100,000 probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And that right there just goes to prove that these financial institutions don't give a shit about the money in your bank until you get up to buying businesses and investments, right? So don't take that out of context. But it's for the general population is you can have $100,000 in your bank and go buy a $80,000 vehicle versus someone who has $10,000 in their bank but has like an 820 credit score.
Yep.
And the guy with more money has a shitty credit score. Who's going to come out on top?
Yeah.
Right? So I think people need to recognize not the dollar cost, but the dollar lost. So
I love it, dude.
yeah.
I love it. My boy. Well, a couple things. Drop
Mm-hmm.
your Instagram, drop your phone number. Like, where should people reach out to you if they want to be a part of the old Credit Lift community and freaking level up with you, bro?
Yeah, dude, reach out to me on Instagram. So Scotty Tregellas, SCOTTYTREGELLAS, and just DM me credit, and I'll shoot you a link to get in contact with you.
Let's go, baby. Guys, real deal. Scotty Tregellas. I told you he was a damn boss. We're killing it out here. So we're going to get back to it. But thanks for tuning in to another episode. If you guys enjoyed it, like the video, comment below your biggest takeaway, connect with Scotty, subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.
Let's
God
go.
bless.
All right, guys, thanks again for watching another video. And one thing I want you to know is that every single week I'm putting out free value that's going to help you go to the next level in sales, personal branding, and as a leader as well. So if you guys are enjoying the content, I want you to like the video, comment below, let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this training, and then subscribe and share with your friends if you know somebody who wants to level up. And lastly, if you guys need help from me at all, anything, I want you to text me. I'm gonna put my phone number right here. You can text me with any concerns, questions, anything you want, and I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching another video. I'll see you guys next time.